All right, go ahead and get started. So we're just going to start laying down on our mats today. So take a hold of the backs of your thighs and gently round down, giving your back a stretch on the way. And then keeping your feet together, let your knees fall out to the sides for reclined Baddha Konasana. If this is feeling like too much on your hips or your knees, you can grab, a pillow off of the couch, or if you have a block, and just prop it up under the sides of the knees to give you a little support so that you're still getting that nice stretch and opening in the front of the hips. From here, you can either have your hands on your belly or bring your hands up over your head and take a hold of opposite elbows. Relax your shoulders down and close your eyes. Some equal breaths to just find the rhythm of the breath. So I'm going to be counting for you so that your exhales are as long as your inhales. We'll start with a count of 4 and go all the way up to a count of 6, just with 6 breaths. But as you inhale and exhale, imagine that when you inhale, it's like the water coming up on the beach. And as you exhale, it's like the water going back into the sea. Okay, close your eyes and relax your shoulders. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyelids and all the little muscles around your eyes. Release the tension you have in your jaw. And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, breathe in and out in your own rhythm. Release your hands and take your hands down to your knees to help them back together. And then from here, take your hands to opposite shoulders and give yourself a hug and say to yourself, I am wonderful, because you are. And then from here, lengthen your arms up above your head and reach your toes long, stretching from fingertips to toes like you're just waking up in the morning. Reach your toes as far away as they'll go, one leg at a time. So you're wiggling your hips, waking up the whole body, and then stop. And from here, exhale and push your lower back into the mat. Okay, this is requiring a lot of core strength. Your belly button is pushing into your spine. And release. And exhale, push your lower back into the mat. Release. Exhale, push your lower back into the mat, waking up all the muscles of the core. And you hold it right here and flex your feet. You feel how your quadriceps lifted when you pushed your lower back into the floor? Try to now, keeping that pushing of the lower back into the floor, try to lengthen your legs out away from you, opening up the space around your hips and your quads, the space where your legs connect to your torso. And then release. Bend your knees, bring your knees up to your chest, hands onto your knees, and make circles on the mat. Giving your lower back a little massage. Nice healthy blood to your lower back. And then take the circles around in the other direction. Smile. You made it onto your mat this morning. That's more than half of the battle. Okay. And then release your legs back long again. Reach your arms up overhead and roll onto your belly. If you've rolled off of the mat like I did, reposition yourself. Okay, reach long again. And then take your hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale, tilt under to protect your lower back. And then inhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your legs off the mat, and reach your toes away for locust. Okay? All the backside of your body is active, your glutes, your legs, your toes are trying to touch the wall behind you, keeping your legs close together. Breathe. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale. Drop your left cheek onto the mat and wiggle your hips side to side. And then center your nose again. And this time, interlace your fingers behind you. And exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Inhale, lift your shoulders, lift your head, lift your legs. Toes are pointing towards the wall behind you. This time, your feet can be as wide as the mat. Your hands are reaching in the same direction as your toes. And breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, drop it all the way down, release your hands, and wiggle your hips side to side. Hands under your shoulders again. Reach your right arm out to the side. Left hand is still right in front of your left shoulder. Bend your left knee and take that left knee towards, take that left foot out of your hand. For a shoulder stretch, pushing the left hand into the mat. Feeling that stretch in the front side of the right shoulder. If this isn't all too much for you, that left toe doesn't need to come all the way out. You can be like this, okay? Otherwise, enjoy the stretch. We'll stay here for one more breath. And then roll back to center. Straighten your left arm and bring your right hand in front of your right shoulder. Bend into the right knee and bring the right knee behind you. Gently pushing into the floor to get a stretch into the left shoulder. You feel that opening on the front of the shoulder, also the release behind the shoulder in the trapezius. And it's not having to work anymore. Breathe. Breathe for 4. Relax your shoulders. Breathe for 5. And inhale, come back to center. Center your nose and bend your knees. Okay, we're going to come into bow pose. Take a hold of your ankles. If you can't grab your ankles, grab a towel or a belt or a tie, whatever you have laying around, and you can wrap that around the ankles. Otherwise, come with me and exhale. Gently tuck the tailbone under and inhale, using the strength of the legs to lift the front of your body. Breathe. Okay, so you're building the strength in your legs as well as opening the front of the body. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale. Drop your left cheek onto the mat. Release your ankles and wiggle your hips. Breathe. And then center your nose. What also makes this easier is taking the knees wider. So this time, let's take the knees out to the sides of the mat. Grab a hold of the ankles. Feel how the ankles are a little bit closer. Exhale, tilt your tailbone under, and inhale, lift and open. Breathe, using the strength of your legs to pull you back and up. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, drop your right cheek down onto the mat. Release your ankles, wiggle your hips. Hands down under the shoulders and push yourself back into child's pose. Forehead down to the mat. Let your hands drop back by your feet and tuck your tailbone back and down. Opening and increasing the spaces in between the vertebrae here. Breathe. Relax your shoulders. Let them melt down to the mat. Relax your jaw. And then inhale, coming back up into sitting. Take your hands forward into tabletop position. And inhale, lift your head, drop your belly. Exhale, drop your head, push the mat away for cat. Inhale, lift your head, open your shoulders, drop your belly. Exhale, drop your head, push the mat away, arch your back, belly button to spine. Inhale, lift and open for cow. Exhale, drop your head for cat and push the mat away. Tuck your toes under and bend your elbows out to the sides. Your fingers are spread wide. We're going to come into downward facing dog, but first we're going to find the right position for the arms. Okay, so the elbows are bent wide, fingers are spread wide, and now turn the elbows forward like you're opening 2 jars until the eyes of the elbows are pointing forward. Okay, the eyes of the elbows are like that place where the vein is, where they can take your blood. And then from here, keeping the elbows and arms in this position, lift your hips for downward facing dog, pushing back. Okay. Length in the spine, that's kind of what we're striving for here. So, do you feel the sensation of the triceps wrapping around and how this makes the space in between the shoulders wider? That's what we're going for. It also drops the ears and the shoulders farther apart. It doesn't matter if your knees are bent like this. It doesn't matter if your heels are on the floor. What we're going for first is this length in the spine. From here, walk your dog. Bend into one knee and then the other knee. Opening up the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, the Achilles tendon. Breathe. This should just feel really good. Enjoy, smile. And then from here, lift both of your heels as high as they will go, stretching the bottoms of the feet. And then drop your heels down and take your weight forward for our first plank of the day. If you need to, drop your knees down, okay? You're still working here. Push the mat away. Otherwise, stay up here with me in full plank. Okay, fingers are spread wide. Push the mat away. Engage the backs of the legs. Engage the glutes. Engage the core. Okay, find the integrity of your plank. You're strengthening the whole body here. All right, and then from here, drop the knees till they're just hovering off the floor and come back up. Okay, keep the core engaged. Drop the knees till they hover and lift them back up. Exhale, knees down to hover. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop the knees to hover. Inhale, back up. One more time. Exhale, drop the knees to hover. Inhale, back up. Knees down. Child's pose with hands forward. Lift your palms off the mat. Fingertips are down for spider fingers. Reach the fingers forward, feeling that line of energy and stretch in between your fingertips all the way to the back. Breathe. And inhale, coming back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips again for downward facing dog. And take little baby steps forward to walk your feet in between your hands. Feet are hips distance apart. Take a hold of opposite elbows for ragdoll. Let your head and your shoulders and your arms be heavy. Engage your abdominals, bringing your belly button back towards your spine to allow the spaces in between your vertebrae to open further. Remembering that the muscles always work in pairs. So when we engage the abdominal muscles, it allows the muscles of the spine to relax. Breathe, gently swaying side to side. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Bend into your right knee and stretch into your left leg. Leaning back towards the right side of your mat. And then bend into your left leg and stretch into your right leg. And bend the right knee and straighten the left knee. Working one leg at a time. They have differences in flexibility, as you've probably noticed. Bend into the left knee and straighten the right. And then come back to center. Hands onto your knees and slowly round all the way up. Vertebrae on top of vertebrae until your neck and your head are the last things to come. Inhale all the way up, reaching long. Exhale, fold forward. Hands onto the mat. And halfway lift. And as you're lifting, you're reaching forward. Shoulders are back away from the ears, increasing length in the spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your feet back into plank. Find the integrity of your plank again, okay? Pushing the mat away. If you have your knees down, you're still working. That's totally fine, okay? But we're gonna stay here for 3 breaths. Push the mat away. Engage the backs of the legs. Engage the glutes. Engage the core. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And exhale. Knees down. Untuck the toes and drop the top of your chest and chin down for knees, chest, chin. Slowly, slowly lowering down, building strength in the arms and shoulders for this little back bend. Inhale, sliding forward onto your chest, and then gently pushing the mat away to open your shoulders for cobra. You can be here, or you can be up here, whatever feels good for you. Exhale, tabletop, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. And step into one, bend into one knee and then the other knee. Breathe. And then inhale, reaching right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop your right shin down onto the mat for pigeon pose. We're mostly going to stay down on the mat for the class today. All right, so sink into the mat. Check that your hips are level, and then from here, take it a little lower. You can either stay up on your elbows or come down onto forearms. But either way, just let your hips be heavy. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. They have nothing to do with this stretch. This is all about the hips. Releasing tension in the biggest joint in the body. Breathe. And as you exhale, imagine that you're releasing any tension you feel on the outside of your right hip and thigh. One more breath here. And then inhale, coming back up onto your hands. Tuck your left toes under and lift back up for downward facing dog. Bending into one knee and then the other knee. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, Drop your left shin down to the mat. Walk your right toes back. And then crawl down onto elbows or make a pillow with your forearms for pigeon pose on the other side. Breathe. Leveling your hips so that both parts of your hips are downward, equidistant to the mat like the headlights of a car. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And then bring your attention into your hips as you exhale, releasing any tension that you find there. This is that weird thing that yoga teachers say, breathe into your hips. But can you imagine it? Just try. And exhale any tension you feel there. And then inhale. Coming back up onto your hands. Come up into keeping your right leg long. Bring your left foot into your right thigh. Slide your right hand on your leg and inhale. Left arm up overhead for side stretch. Feeling the stretch in the side of your body, releasing any in your lower back. If you're up here, this is fine. If you're down, grabbing the outside of your right foot, this is also fine. Gaze up at the ceiling if it's comfortable, opening your chest, deepening the side stretch. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And then inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lengthen the spine again. And then turn your torso towards the right leg so that your nose is in line with your knee. And exhale, fold forward. You can use a strap here if you still have that strap handy from Plow Pose. You can also have the knee bent. This is opening up the lower back as well as all of the muscles along the right side of the back of the right side of the leg. Breathe here. Relaxing your shoulders. Relax the back of your neck. Breathe. See if the muscles are opening, if you can sink a little deeper. And inhale, slowly crawl the arms back up. Let's change legs. Straightening the left leg, bringing the right heel into the left thigh. And then inhale, lengthen, exhale, slide left arm down, left leg, and reach right for deep side stretch. Also opening the back. Inhale and open the chest. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Gazing up at the ceiling. Inhale, open, feeling the spaces opening in between the ribs. They say that you're only as young as your spine is. So everything we're doing today to open and increase the fluidity of the spine is helping us stay a little bit younger. I'm in. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, and then inhale again, lengthening first before we twist over to the left leg, lining up nose with left knee, and slide down. Again, you can have the knee bent here. Wherever you are is just right for you today. Every day our bodies are a little bit different. It's just important that we listen and we accept where we're at. Okay. Breathe. Keeping that alignment of the nose with the knee. Keeping the left toes and the left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. Enjoying the opening all along the along the back side of the left leg. And inhale, coming back up to center. Lengthen both of the legs in front of you. Hands down underneath shoulders. Inhale and lift. And then lift your heels off the mat, engaging your quads, lifting the kneecaps up towards the torso. I'm completely blanking on the name of this pose. But try to lift your ankles off of the mat, pulling up from the kneecaps, lifting the quads, and then release back down and fold forward for forward bend. You can have your knees bent here, or you can have them straight. You can also use a strap along the pads of the feet. But either way, inhale and lengthen the lower back, trying to keep that back nice and long before you fold forward. Trying to keep the lower back long. This is a stretch not just for the whole back side of the legs, but also for the lower back. There's massive amounts of flexity that impact how low you go here. And breathe, inhale and lift. Exhale and sink a little deeper. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And then exhale, release your head, release your shoulders, round all the way down, surrendering to the pose. If your knees are still bent here, that's just fine. Breathe. Relax your shoulders. Relax your lower back. Just letting the muscles in the backs of the legs open. And inhale, crawling the arms back up. Bend into the knees. Taking a hold of the backs of the thighs. Lift your shins for Navasana. All right, options here. Inhale, lengthen the lower spine, shoulders are down and back. You can either hold on here, you're still working, or you can let go. The important thing here is to breathe, or if you want to go a little cray-cray, straighten the legs as long as you are not falling backwards. And breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Shoulders are away from the ears. Working the strength of the hip flexors as well as the abdominals. And release it down. Round the spine. Inhale, coming back up into one more Navasana. Okay, if you're holding on, you can stay here. If you're not holding on, you can stay here. If you want a little more, you can come back with me for low Navasana, okay? Not touching the floor, but just coming into low boat pose with shoulders and feet off the floor. Inhale, back up. Exhale, dropping down to low Navasana. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, low Navasana. Inhale, back up. 2 more. Exhale, low Navasana. Inhale, Navasana. Last one. And back up. Beautiful. Awesome work, you guys. Take a hold of the backs of the thighs and round down. Round all the way down. Now we're going to take it into our inversion of the class. You have options here as well. You can either just take your legs up to the ceiling, pointing your toes towards the ceiling. Legs are engaged, reaching down into the hip sockets, or place your hands down onto the mat, bend your knees, and lift your hips for shoulder stand. Okay, hands are behind the ribs. Toes are reaching up towards the ceiling. Legs are active. Don't look at me. No need to bend your neck. Keep the legs engaged, reaching up towards the ceiling. Imagine with you pulling on your feet, lengthening you. Abdominals are engaged, and this is also at the same time a brilliant stretch for the neck. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And then from here, you can exhale and drop the feet behind the head for halasana or plow pose. Place your hands down onto the mat and drop your feet behind you. Okay? This is requiring full opening of all of the back muscles as well as flexibility in the hamstrings. So if your feet don't go all the way down, that's okay. you can bend your knees, or you can let your feet rest behind you on a stack of pillows or a coffee table. But either way, don't move your neck. And breathe. The other thing that feels really, really good is to lift your arms up over your head and drop them under your toes. And breathe, opening up the full length of the spine as well as the backs of the legs and the neck. This is a great pose for relaxation and also just for like a full back body stretch. And release. Bend your knees, placing them on your forehead and round. All down until your knees are on your belly. Hold of the backs of the thighs, and we're going to round and roll 3 times up into sitting. We get to play too, kids. 3. Okay. And come up into easy pose with one foot in front of the other foot and your ankles approximately in line with your knees. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, crawl your hands forward. Maybe you're up on your hands. Maybe you're down on your elbows. Maybe you crawl all the way down to place your forehead on the floor. But whatever you do it with openness and acceptance for your body and where you're at today. Releasing the tension in the outside of the hips. Remember, the hips are the largest joint in the body, and it takes time for them to open. So be patient and breathe. Inhale, coming back up. And we'll switch to cross. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, crawling forward onto hands or elbows, or all the way down to your forehead. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale and inhale the arms all the way up overhead, reaching long. Look at the space in between your thumbs. Exhale, hands to namaste. Remember, you're wonderful. Have a great day. Thank you for sharing the class with me.